Namaskar. The eve of New Year 2021, the year of hope, is all going to build and bring a lot of hope and happiness. We all have been waiting for this day when 2020 will get over and when 2021 is going to come. The year of hope, year of opportunity, and year of happiness. Everyone is stuck with that, with this one question. So to build up our energy, to give boost to our enthusiasm, to give boost to our hope. We have a wonderful and a hopeful champion who is going to join today for Chat with Champ. So I take this opportunity to welcome Kartiki Patel, the woman on wheelchair, and she is full of enthusiasm, full of life, energy, and she has been instrumental in inspiring thousands and thousands of people. Kartiki, hearty welcome to you to this wonderful show called Chat with Champ. And here is a happy new year to you. Happy New Year 2021.
Happy New Year, sir. Happy New Year, everybody. And
Thank you
thank you
so
for
much.
inviting me on this show.
Thank you so much. So we wish to welcome you as all the champions across the globe are going to watch this. So here is welcoming you, Chat with Champ Clap.
Sir, I'm not able to hear you.
So Kartiki, we have seen you, as part of social ambassador of IDF, visiting schools, inspiring students. At every point of time, everybody would like to come and interact with Kartiki, and they want to see that this spark in you. You become a magnet, and you want to give that happiness to them, give that hope to everyone whom you meet. So I think your life or the journey of your life itself has been a beautiful life filled with hopes and challenges, of course. And how did you manage? So the year 2021 is going to be a full of hope, and I'm sure your messages and your life journey will add more hope to everyone who are watching.
So, sir, I believe that I'd like to thank you for giving me that opportunity to go to schools and talk to students. Um, and I believe that if I'm able to make a difference even to one life, then it is good enough for me. So that's why I keep sharing my story. Also, I want to spread the word about wheelchair sports, wheelchair basketball in particular, so that people are aware that there is something like wheelchair sports in India happening in India. So I would like to start with my own. I'd like to tell you about my life journey. Like to tell everybody about my life journey. So my I was leading a normal life like a regular happy-go-lucky person till my 10 plus 2. But after 10 plus 2 is when my life really started changing, like big changes started happening in my life. So I lost my mother like right after my 10 plus 2, and that was a big blow to me. Like personally, I did not know how to function in my life without her presence. So that happened, and 3 years later on, I lost my dad to a heart attack. So even that was a very big blow to me. So leading a life without my parents was difficult. However, I have some very good relatives. My mother's sister, my Masi, she took me in, my Masi and my Masa. They took me in, and like I had a regular family life post my parents' death. But I also used to play basketball back then. So yeah, even like after my mom passed away, I continued playing basketball. It was mostly leisure, but I also wanted to play for the university team, so that was a goal for me, and that was the one thing that kept me going. Like that was my that had become my go-to thing. Like whenever I was not sure, or I didn't know what to do at home, or I was feeling the emptiness at home. I used to just go and play. So basketball had played a big role in my life back then, and it helped me keep going. I used to, bunk college, and I used to go and play basketball. So after that, like a few years down the line, I had a car accident in 2008, because of which I had an injury to my spine, and it left me paralyzed below the waist. So, that means I can't move my legs, or I can't feel anything, that is happening to my legs. So, post that, as a form of, I had no information from the doctors in the hospital that I was about rehabilitation. So, basically, the process is that after somebody acquires an injury like myself, where life changes completely, you have to. You were walking one day, and the next day, all of a sudden, you are not even able to move your legs or even sit up in the bed. So, when I had to move completely on a wheelchair, the process is that you go to a rehab center where they teach you how to move on uh, from the life that you were in, and on doing your daily activities on a wheelchair, how you can handle yourself on a wheelchair, because we have at least two functioning limbs. So back then, there was not much information that I had. The doctors did not give me much information. So I went home after that, and I did physiotherapy. Like, there were physiotherapists who were coming home. So I had I was already working. I had already started working, and I had uh, my boss, who was. He had multiple sclerosis himself, and he had decided that he was going to help seven people in his life. So I just happened to be one of the people that he helped. So he used to come home along with one of his friends, Mr. Sunil Shah, and they used to counsel me as to what I can do at home and how I should get on with my life. So he advised that I should start going to office, as in I should start working at the same place that I was working before. So I did not know how to manage myself because I did not have any formal rehabilitation. But in whatever condition I was on the wheelchair, I couldn't get out of the house myself. The house was, outside the house was not accessible. The way to the lift was not accessible for the wheelchair to go out. So I had to wear these foot splints called calipers, and walk with a walker. And I have to move my legs with a walker, and get into the lift and get down. But my family, my Masi's family was there throughout. They used to pick me up from my transportation, and drop me to the transportation every day to go to office. So my in after some time, my now husband, he used to come and pick me up and used to take me to office. So office was a form of rehabilitation for me. It had become a form of rehabilitation. But that went on for a few years. Like, I was glad that I joined office. It helped me become financially independent, because at the time of my accident, I was not sure, how. I didn't know. I had no plan. I didn't know how I was going to manage myself. But then that helped me from getting into depression. After that, almost 6 years passed, and I was going to office, coming back, doing my physiotherapy at home. But that was the only thing. Those were the only things that I had in my life. There was that the routine was it. I had no other activity, no other social life, so to say. So that's when I started thinking about, what next. So, because I had heard about wheelchair sports, but there was no information around. Even now, there is very little information about how somebody on a wheelchair in a city like Mumbai can go out and pursue sports, or do I mean have a social life. So. Finally, on the suggestion of my uncle, Mr. Sunil Shah, I decided to learn swimming. So
Oh,
I went out with my brother looking for swimming pools which were accessible in and around where I was staying. and swimming pools where the changing rooms would be accessible, at least where my wheelchair could go in and I could change. But unfortunately, none of the swimming pools were accessible at all. By accessible, I mean the way to the swimming pool should have a ramp so that I can easily go up to the swimming pool or up to the changing room. But everywhere there are stairs, so it's completely impossible for somebody on a wheelchair to go to the pool by themselves or go to the changing room by themselves. The changing rooms are so small that it's not possible to change. So finally, Mrs. Sunil Shah, my uncle, he had a membership at Goregaon Sports Club, and there one of the toilets was big enough for the wheelchair to go in. So I managed to change over there, sitting on the wheelchair, and I used to go out to the pool. Pool boys used to lift the wheelchair up down the stairs and to the pool. So that's how they helped me, and then they used to help me. My uncle used to help me get into the pool. That's how I started learning how to swim. But then once I started learning, it took me almost a month to learn how to swim. But and I can use only my hands to swim. But the feeling was really good. I mean, I felt so free that I could move without any equipment. So that was a start. And once I learned how to swim, there was a zonal competition that was happening. I decided to go for the zonal competition, even though I was a very bad swimmer. But because there were very few participants in my category. Every wheelchair sport is done based on classification. So people of similar disabilities compete together. So in my category, there were very few people at the zonal level. So I qualified, and there were no state level championships in that year. So directly to the nationals. So and at the national para swimming competition, it was an eye opener. Um, there are so many people with different disabilities who are swimming. It was very inspiring for me personally because. I saw people with hands only up to their elbow who were swimming, people with no legs at all who were swimming, people with one hand they were swimming, and there were some people with multiple disabilities. I mean, there was this one person who could move only from his wrist onwards, and could move only his feet a little bit, and that's how he used to swim, and that was so inspiring for me. I mean, seeing people with different disabilities was very inspiring to me, and it helped me move on. Like, it helped me think that if they can do it, I can try anything. So I mean, I have two good functioning limbs, so why not? So it was over there that I met the chairperson of the Wheelchair Basketball Federation of India. She also swims. So she told me about the first wheelchair basketball nationals that were happening. So I decided to go for it. Basketball was my game. So I decided to go and see what it was like, and it was a really good event. Although it was their first time, there were a lot of participants from India. They made sure that they held coaching camps and get teams to the national level competition. So I met a lot of people. I met people, ex army men who live at the para rehab center in Pune, in Maharashtra. So they inspired me a lot, and because there was no Maharashtra women's team at that time, they inspired me to play an individual game, that was wheelchair badminton.
Oh,
So, yeah, it might seem like, I'm jumping from one sport to the other, but wheelchair basketball is my game. Wheelchair badminton, I just picked up and I learned it from scratch. I was playing it for 3 years because back when I was young, like when I was like in school, I used to live in a building where there were a lot of teenagers, and every month we used to play a different sport. So that kind of gave me a base for trying out different sports and playing different sports. So badminton was one of them. Basketball was the sport that I used to play a lot. So I was able to pick up these sports, and I played at national level. I played badminton at national level for 3 years. I was a national champion for 3 years. I represented India in an international tournament and at the World Championships. And post that, and I think around 2017 was when the Maharashtra state team was formed. wheelchair basketball state team was formed. So that's when I started actively playing wheelchair basketball. And then it was not possible to practice two sports at a time, so I stuck to wheelchair basketball. So yeah, that has basically been my journey.
What a wonderful journey. What a wonderful journey. Hats off to you. Challenges after
Thank you.
challenges were coming, but there was no look back. There was no giving up. Of course, you kept smiling and you wanted to go up in your life and also demonstrate that yes, there is nothing is impossible. Let me do it. Let me try. Maybe from you
So I'd
said
like to
swimming.
say,
Yeah. Yes, Kartiki.
sorry, that challenges in the life of a person with disability in India are they happen on a daily basis. They happen every day. Every day there is a new challenge that we have to face and overcome. Like they are multiple. So yeah, after a time you learn to deal with them.
Rukna nahi. I think listening to the wonderful journey that you have said, and that too at a very short time and in one take, it speaks about your passion towards your building, taking life beautifully, and the disabilities which you say is again its ability. It's an ability that you want to say that yes, I can do this, I can do that. So I think all those who have all the faculties in place, they can do much better. So this is the message, the wonderful message that you're giving. So I wish to render a quote for you. So the quote goes like this: जमी से जुड़कर आसमां की बातें करो, ख्वाब नहीं हकीकत से मुलाकात करो, तूफान से डरते हैं बुजदिल यारो, शेर दिल बन मुसीबत से दो दो हाथ करो. I think you need to, whatever difficulties that come, face it and see that you are there. कोई मुसीबत हमारे सामने टिक नहीं सकती है, हम उसके साथ हाथ मिला करके उससे आगे जा सकते हैं. I think this is a wonderful life lesson, because life every day, as you said, of course, the every day for the people who are special people, they have their own difficulties every day. So and we need to be every day, the grind is on, and with this grind we have to go, we have to keep up the challenges. You did not stop at one point, from swimming to basketball to badminton, national level. I feel very proud that I am talking to the world champion, the world champion with lot of hope and lot of inspiration. I salute Kartiki for this wonderful thing that you're doing. And you're going to schools and talking to people has always been a great thing. I remember one day when we had invited you to St. Catherine's School and the children were waiting. You said, I cannot come down because there is no electricity. You are on the sixth floor or seventh floor. Unless the lift works, you cannot come down. These are also challenges when you give time to people and the electricity failure is there. The car is waiting down. How you go? You are a most independent person. I think what ran through your mind at that time? I know you wanted to reach to the destination, but things were not falling in place. But luckily, it started, and then you reached over there.
Yes, sir. So I used to live on the sixth floor, and if the lift isn't working, then like even though it's a desperate situation, I have to wait it out. There is no other option. And there have been times when my relatives, my uncle, my brother, they have picked me up and they've taken me up floors, but it's very difficult to pick up a wheelchair or a person my size and the wheelchair six floors up. It's difficult.
Uh-huh. I know. Yeah, yeah. I know the
Well,
difficulties are there. And the sports, I think the sport that you have selected, it says that sport helps both body and mind. So, what is your say on that?
so definitely, even for somebody who is not disabled, sports has its benefits. It's a proven fact that sports benefits the body and the mind. So, and it's more true in case of people with disability because, I mean, in terms of physical fitness and socializing, there is very little that is available as an option to wheelchair users, at least in India. So sports plays a big part in helping with that process. And when your mind is on fixed on learning the game and learning to strategize and maybe playing with the team or maybe playing by yourself, but you have a goal, you develop a goal for yourself and you move towards that. So in that process, uh, you don't like, at least in my case, I did not get depressed. Like those thoughts of depression stayed at bay because I was focusing on the game. I was focusing on the sport. So yeah, it helps tremendously. So
Wonderful.
in my life,
Hmm.
sport has played a big part.
Yes. Women on wheelchair and I on the basket. This is what we keep hearing. So your goal is always there. You want to hit that, and you want to see that the ball goes into the basket. So how do you concentrate? How do you focus that?
I love the game. Like I love playing sports. I love basketball. It has been with me since a lot of years. I mean, I have played since a lot of years. So I mean, that focus automatically comes because of my passion for it, my interest for it. So
Great. So this passion, because that keeps you going. We also learned that you became a person who inspired and trained a lot of people who are in the wheelchair. I think particularly you started visiting to different places and calling people and then training them into different game. All these things also happened. You became an instructor. You became an inspirer to many people who are on the wheelchair. So the journey on your becoming the inspirational instructor, how did it come and how did it happen?
So, in back when I started playing badminton, I developed an injury because of which I couldn't sit for very long, and I was hospitalized and I was on bed rest for a few months. So at that time, I mean, after that, I like, it was because I was practicing and going to work for 9.5, 10 hours on the same day. So then it was then that I decided that I'll focus on sports, and I quit my job at that time. But then after the recovery time, like I felt like I had a lot of spare time on me. So and I wanted to do something for wheelchair users. Like I said, when I started, my accident happened in 2008, and it took me almost 6 years to start playing any kind of sport or get into any kind of sport. So get into swimming, it took me so many years. Like I did not believe in, believe that I could swim, and I didn't know how I would manage it, and I had no role models. I knew nobody who used to play sports. So I knew nobody who used to swim, who had a disability and who used to swim. So and everything was inaccessible. There are no facilities for fitness as well. It's just physiotherapy. So I thought I should do something about that. So try and help in any ways possible. So I enrolled myself into Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and I did a course called MA in Social Entrepreneurship, and
Wow.
that course trained me in starting my own venture. So I did a pilot venture in which was actually a fitness class for wheelchair users. So I started it at two rehab centers in Mumbai, and then like the pilot was done in two rehab centers, and then I continued the class for 2 years in one of the rehab centers. So that is a fitness class for wheelchair users basically, and that is taken by Priya Pankaj. So
Wow. Yeah.
so
Priya is also
she's
one
the
of our
instructor.
social ambassadors. Yeah. Priya is also one
So
of our social ambassadors, and she's also, we can say, a fitness guru, or she has been supporting a lot of social causes, and both blended well, Priya and Kartiki, and I think which helped a lot of people to come together and help
yeah,
particularly
we
the
work
wheelchair.
together. Yeah.
Yeah,
We worked
great.
together, and she was the main instructor.
Mm-hmm. Great, wonderful. So when you were teaching these people who are more into the wheelchair, they were not knowing that yes, whether they can do this or do that. They were also not, trying to come out of their home. But you became a magnet and tried to attract them. So what ran through their minds? How much? I think they would have been very happy to get the lessons from you, right?
Yeah, so mostly most of them were living in the rehab center that we were doing our class in. But then we used to do different routines on different days. Like it was 3 days in a week, and there used to be different routines. So one day we used to do Zumba, one day we used to do yoga, another day we used to do aerobics, we used to do weight training. So we basically wanted all of them to come together, come out of their shell, and based on their abilities do the fitness routine. So they enjoyed our Zumba sessions tremendously, and they wanted more sessions of Zumba. Like um, although you're on wheelchair, we do like dancing, we do like moving to music, and it was a fun activity. So that's what they enjoyed, and I did not have to persuade them much. When they started doing the activity, they were interested themselves, and they started joining the class. So that was a
Great.
good
I think
part.
we need lot of such rehab centers where people can be brought out from their shell, and then they can be, motivated for a better life ahead. I think that's the need of the hour.
Yeah, some rehab centers are already doing like a lot of good work, and they give vocational training to the wheelchair users. But in terms of socializing and doing a fun activity along with your fitness, that part is missing. So
Uh-huh.
there needs to be more activity like that. And we were going to transition to sports from there on, but that hasn't been done so far.
Yeah. So life has been challenging, as you said, and then every day it's a new chapter, and every day you start to live better, the better version of today. I want to see a better version today. So this is what we always tend to see. So COVID-19 has been a big challenge across the globe, the global pandemic, and people were all inside the home. Uh, so the message from you for the people, what should they look up for 2021?
Um, I all I want to say is, yeah, it's a very bad situation, and people are forced to stay at home, and people are not used to being at home for long hours. But think of this as a learning period, and maybe pick up new skills, and think of this as a time that you have been given to introspect and learn something, do something with yourself, work on yourself, and then obviously things are going to get better. Like after every dark day there is brightness. Obviously things are going to get better, and you will be ready to face the world again. I mean, just keep on working on yourself. That's what I did.
Uh-huh. I think looking in from your life journey, there's a better lessons. What better lesson one can get from then better than Kartiki's life? I think people should get more inspired. And 2021 is going to be a year of hope, and it's going to fill happiness on everyone. Those people who are all shattered, they feel that life is not taking them to the destination. A pause was given by 2020. I think more people had their family time and good time, but of course 2020 will bring them back to the mainstream which they were all waiting for. Nothing waits for anyone, and we need to see that life has to be made beautiful as the days go by. Thank you, Kartiki. Wonderful messages that you have given. New Year is going to be full of brightness and happiness. Many things are waiting. Many things will keep going. In fact, people said that people are all in the shell; they could not do. But life did not stop. Life were on its own. The sun was rising at the same time. The nature was playing its own. The trees, the fruits, everything was playing. The life, like for example, people are giving birth to children. So people and the animals, everywhere, the life was going on. Nothing did stop at any point of time. So what says is keep going, and I'm sure life has better days for everyone. So that's a wonderful message, Kartiki. The last take from you for the viewers and the champions, particularly the college youth who are all on the crossroads and want to do something in their life, maybe as a sport or maybe as a life. I think choosing things in life is very important. You had to choose between the job and sport, and you chose sport because it built more confidence in you. It could give you more life, and you have become a national player today. What's the takeaway for our youth, particularly?
I'd like to say two things. First, I chose sports because I was passionate about it. Like my family was okay with me doing any of it. I mean, whatever made me happy. But I chose sports because, yeah, I was passionate about it. I loved doing that, and it never felt like work to me. So I'm already always ready for practice. So everybody should try and find their passion and work towards it. And the second would be to keep working hard, and maybe you maybe you won't achieve your goal, but I mean, and maybe you aim for 100%, but if you don't achieve your goal and don't get that 100%, even if you get 80%, that's good enough. Like you have learned something new. 80% of it is achieved. So you know, keep going on. That's all I want to say.
Thank you so much. Two wonderful messages that you gave. Passion, find your passion, keep going with that. Hard work, which is very important. So I think with this happy note, so there is a happy new year message to you and a wonderful 2021, Kartiki. And God bless you in your journey ahead. We have to see many more good things that are going to happen. Thank you for being part of this chat with Chan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting me, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you. Viewers, you are watching this wonderful message, the life journey of Kartiki Patel, and who speaks about hope and happiness in the days to come. Life is beautiful. Live your life wonderfully, and wishing you all a happy 2021. Many things to be done. Let's do. आओ हम सब मिलके कुछ अच्छा करते हैं. Thank you and God bless you all.